Was there anything that like happened along the way that was either a happy accident and you're like, oh, that's awesome, or something that you did it and then 2 episodes later you're like, oh shoot, we shouldn't have done that. That made it harder for us.
Oh, I'm trying to think. I mean, one thing I remember in second season was really trying to get underneath like Ryan and kind of Ryan and Kate's issues, and that was like a brain teaser for us. It's weird. Like I can watch the episodes now and be like, yeah, obviously, like that all makes sense, but. You know, we really had to like take 3 days to just talk about that kind of in the room, and
because that was kind of the backbone, at least for like the first half of that season.
Yeah,
because you had to get out of that cliffhanger you put yourself in there.
Definitely.
And did you have an ending for that cliffhanger when you knew that the end of the season, for people who don't know, is Kate marries Ryan after basically being given a chance to walk away.
Yeah.
And she's really in love with Baze, and Baze is in love with her, so you've sort of created this love triangle.
Right.
Where it seems like Ryan is like the one guy who's destined to get hurt in it.
Right, exactly. And it's funny, I mean, I think, you know, obviously marrying them, I think part of it, there was a little bit of a struggle of like, okay, they're married now, they're not going to get divorced anytime soon. How do we reimagine the show now? Because you know, the CW didn't really want us to keep playing the love triangle, so I think that wasn't so much a jam we put ourselves in, but I mean, it was just what had been the template for the show first season, so I think there was a lot of kind of expanding the show to broaden it out.
And they gave you that note. This was in the interim between the 2 seasons where you kind of have to go in and plead your case for the show and all of that.
Yeah.
And so did you go in with a plan and they said, okay, but we don't want you doing this, or we want you doing this, and this is what it'll probably take to get back on the air for next year? Like, what was that process like?
I mean, that was just basically going in and saying how we're going to expand the show and kind of build out the world so that it's more than just a love triangle. And I mean, the note was great. We did expand the show with Sean Sipos and Emma Caulfield and you know, more Ksenia, and I mean, it was great. We really liked doing that, and I think in second season we saw how the show could be an expansive show and feel less kind of insular and small. One of my favorite things in second season was the basketball episode and the idea of Baze coaching Lux's team, and just that episode is such like a happy-making episode. Like every once in a while I'll just watch that episode, and I just love it when Tasha like makes the basket and they all go crazy, and I don't know, it was just, that episode to me was kind of like the essence of the show. Baze gives this like dopey speech to like psych the girls up, and it's like the worst speech ever, and I don't know, it was just fun.
It's like he's almost imitating what he's seen on TV.
Yeah, but he's terrible, and we put this like epic music, so it's like comical, and you're just like, oh, Baze, like it just makes me laugh. And I don't know, I feel like there were a lot of just like nice discoveries. I mean, I think the Lux-Tasha relationship was one of my favorite relationships of the show, and I think the power of that relationship was a little bit of a discovery. Like we hoped it would feel as weighty as a romantic relationship, and I think it did. And I think that was the thing about the show that I liked the best, that it wasn't the romantic ties that were necessarily the strongest, it was the familial ties, and those familial triangles made it fun.